thank everyone for the patience so far. Imo Dignity 2023 project. Before I commence, let us observe a minute silence for all the departed souls due to insecurity in our land. May the soul of the innocent departed through the mercy of God rest in peace. Amen. Imo Dignity 2023 project. Press statement by Chinedu Amadi, Imo Labour Party Aspirant. This day, March 16, 2023. All protocols duly observed. First, let me congratulate each and every one of us, especially the obedient family worldwide, on the resounding victory of Labour Party following the 25th February election. A party that was dismissed as structureless has proven that structure is you and I. And though our mandate has not been delivered to us, we know that through legal process, our mandate will be given to us. And His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, the father of the new political era, will be declared President of Nigeria. Obedience, as we await the day of glory when this announcement will be made. We have another election coming up. Few days time, 18th March 2023. And I want us to validate the result we got during the presidential election by coming out en masse to vote Labour across the states in Nigeria. This will go to prove that it was not just a wishful thing, that truly the structure of Labour is standing firmly. But as we prepare for that, and as we look back to all the injustice being perpetrated by political hyenas, we think about our state. And I regret to say that our beloved state, that is the Sambisa of the Southeast currently, that something has happened to the Labour Party. The party that we think is the hope of true Imolites, well-meaning Imolites, where they anchor their hope, true obedience. That this party, two things happen. First, the form for the governorship ticket was pegged at a reasonable price of 25 million naira. For some of us, may not be a challenge to pay 25 million naira. But I have a dream that one day, a primary school teacher with the capacity, with the competence, with the leadership skills, can come and become governor or president of Nigeria under the platform of the Labour Party. And if we allow ourselves to go the way of the opposition, where party ticket is sold to the highest bidder, we would never have that such a dream come true. And that is why I am challenging that fee that is unreasonable. As we are going through that challenge, and I'm consulting to ask why should you sell this form at this price? Something else happened to Labour Party in Imo State. And when I think about us challenging Beaver's reconfiguration, and we see a human reconfiguration of our state ESCO, then we ask ourselves, do we have the moral right to question what INEC is doing to us? Because the Beaver system wants to be tampered with. We have gone to court to challenge that INEC should not touch the Beaver system. 2 days to a state assembly election, a very important election, the human beavers, the state ESCO was changed. And not just changed, was in the same vein, the way INEC declared president-elect by 4 a.m. to Nigerians, as if they have stolen our mandate, but they don't know they just failed. We also were surprised to have been hoisted a new state working committee. The process, there was no consultation, people were taken aback, and aspirants were wondering what led to this change. And that is the second reason why I'm challenging the process of bringing in the new ESCOs. These 2 reasons have brought us here. But while we look at the challenges, I'm looking at the solution. We must not allow Imo State to be auctioned to the highest bidder.
Not at all.
Imo State is not an auctionable item, and will never be an auctionable item. I am presenting myself to go with your mandate to rescue Imo dignity. And that is why I'm inviting you. That if you want me to go and get the ticket of Imo State, I don't think one single individual is richer than all of us here gathered.
No, not at all.
We will gather our kobos, our nairas. We will get the ticket if they refuse to bring the price down. And we will vie for Imo State, and we will select the delegates, and we will ensure that we govern our state. So I'm asking all of you to give me your mandate, to work with me, so that collectively we can get Imo State back. Imo State, I repeat, will not go the way they want to do Nigeria. And you know, at times, I just wonder what is going on in the heart of our principal. He's fighting for a just cause. He's going through a lot. And what gift the National Working Committee thinks of giving to him is the headache of Imo State for him to manage at this time around. And I think it's very unfair to him. So I want us Imolites, I want us obedience to come fight this battle, get Imo State from these political hijackers, and give ourselves true governance. And that is what I stand for. And that is a statement I put in here in summary, and I say that this day, that believing that you are giving me your mandate, that I'm sure and I'm certain that Imo State will come into our hands and will give the right governance that is inclusive of you and I governing Imo State, because it's a partnership that we're working together. I want to thank you for taking the opportunity to come out to listen to me, and I ask you to go through the press statement, and we have started a movement. We must get Imo State back. There's a GoFundMe app link there, and I ask all of you, please let this go viral. This day, Chinedu Amadi, with the good people of Imo, with obedience worldwide, have decided that Imo State will not be auctioned, and we will get it back.
Amen.
Imo dignity must come back 2023. Thank you very much for listening.
You have heard from the convener of this particular program today, Honorable Chinedu Amadi, the most qualified, vibrant, and the most ever conquerous visionary to restore the dignity of Imo State. A first-class material from Federal University of Technology, Owerri. This is our own P2B here in Imo State. He has the whole attributes of Mr. P2B. Decency, humility, gentility, and doggedness, and a problem solver. We can no longer sleep with our two eyes. God has sent him to come and restore the dignity of Imolites. And I pray that through him, God will do a lot of things. I welcome my incoming governor of Imo State.
I'm Chinedu, and I'm the first person in the whole of this Imo State that to start anything about P2B. You know, I started from PDP, I started hereding P2B, shouting. That time they were laughing at me. That even though Jubu came out, he could not, who is P2B? You know, in PDP then I was shouting, make sure that we organize the rally, we were shouting, PDP, give us Obi, you know, we were shouting and delegates gave us Obi, but you know, 2 days to this Obi went to Labour Party, and that's how, you know, that time in PDP I opened so many WhatsApp group for him. We started having meeting upon meeting. So when Labour Party, when he went to Labour Party, I was down. I sent him a text that he will never forget in his life. I said, "Okay, if you no contest in any platform in this country, I will kill myself and I will hold a letter in my hand that you are the one that killed me because you have dashed the hope of thousands of youths." He told me, "Oh, doctor, don't do anything stupid. You will hear good news." Because he came back from London by 8 o'clock, by 10 o'clock, he declared that he's going to run under Labour Party. So please, this press conference is to energize us. It's not talking about party. Do you understand? It's talking about competence. What Imo State stands for, if you read through, you will know all our Lord's glories and who will restore it. We have the person. But the truth is that if you only will not allow them to cajole you into their group, it must work. This time we should take our future in our own hands. Thank you very much.
Okay, my name is Aspirnt. Now, you made reference to the issue of leadership in the Labour Party. So we want to know, as of now, what is the state of things? What is the status? We read in the media recently, I think this morning, that a group of stakeholders, maybe made some moves, and the former leadership is restored. So we want to be updated with what is.
We need attendance.
The situation.
Mr. From, what you have is in order. The state school has been restated through a restraining order and a court injunction from a competent court of the law. Who has the jurisdiction for that? Thank you.
Sanders, okay, good team. My questions are in threefold. First and foremost, we talked about, yes, Chinedu gave us a history of Olu or Kigbe governorship and the need for Owerri governor. Presently, within the Labour Party, you have about 18 aspirants from Owerri zone, and I think at the last count they said 4 from Olu zone. I don't have the record of anybody from Okigwe zone. That for me, on one side, is a time bomb kind of, because political watchers are believing that might be the break or mark for Labour Party. Yeah. It happened in Abga some few years back. We might see that repeat itself. I don't know if you are aware of this as an aspirant and what the party is doing to curtail that. That's on one hand. Secondly, Madam, you talked about the youth, not coming out. The youth came out in 2023, and we saw it at the presidential elections. It's just that, and the presidential candidates that of Labour Party has told everybody to be calm. Yeah. And the country is calm. Are you saying from your entrance that we should jettison the calmness and probably hit the streets? That's another question. Then finally, talking about the price for the form, 25 million naira. I recall that your principal paid 40 million for the presidential tickets. Or was that for PDP? No, I think for Labour Party.
No.
It's PDP. Okay, it's PDP. Okay. So I'd like to know what was paid by him for Labour Party. And you're being primed as an aspirant with capacity, capabilities and competency. And in my little interaction with politicians, when they talk capacity in our course, do you have the capacity? It's all about the weight. It was, yes. So I don't know. I just say we don't have that capacity. Thank you very much.
First, talking about the cost of the form, and I'm very certain that our principal didn't pay any such 40 million. No. Never. Just an expression of interest, I think 5 million naira that was paid. 2, we already have aspirants for gubernatorial under Labour Party, and nobody paid up to 5 million. Even though the election for Imo State will hold sometime in future, doesn't warrant for such pricing. Talking about financial capacity, I'd rather take my 25 million and empower youths and women. Because truly, if you want to serve your people, and you come out to serve your people, then for someone like me, I'm not desperate about power. I'm bringing out my time, my resources to work with Imolites and deliver good governance. As it stands now, what we see is an auction going on, auction of power. Yeah. Aspirants are working hard to outbid themselves rather than focus if the people will give them the mandate. And we shouldn't allow that happen. In principle, I will not be part of that system. And that's why I'm calling on Imolites that we need to challenge that. He talked about Owerri zone, where I don't think we don't have up to 18 candidates. Yeah. Yes, we may have a higher number because by natural justice is being ceded towards Owerri zone, even though the party has not come out to make factual statement on that. But we know by our human conscience that Owerri zone should produce the next governor of Imo State. And I'm part of that Owerri zone. And when we look at the zones too, we also have, sub-zones and local governments. And by sub-zones and local governments, Mbitoli is, in fact, justly qualified to produce the next governor of Imo State. And I stand not just on the part of zoning, I stand on the part of capacity, competence, credibility,
and capacity,
and the know-how to solve the problem of Imo State. And so, I was telling some few people back a few days ago, and I said it's the desire of every leader to succeed. Whether you be a classroom teacher, a family head, community head, village head, PG, work as boss of an organization, president of a country, that everybody that is a leader wants to succeed. But unfortunately, not every leader succeeds because there are factors that are lined up for you to succeed, and includes things like integrity, human relationship, and you can name them skill sets that will make you succeed in the job of leadership. So not every leader will succeed, and I put it in a layman's way. You get a mechanic to fix your car, he stays there 4 hours, 5 hours trying to fix your car, another person comes, he desires to fix the car, but he doesn't have the skill set. Somebody that has the knowledge comes in 10 minutes you're out of there. So that is what the struggle of leadership is, and that's why you see that people spend 4 years, 8 years, and when they ask them what have they done, they point at roads. Imo State is not only tied to roads. Our problem is more than roads. So we have to ask ourselves, should we continue with governors that tell us about roads? I was talking to a few journalists 3 weeks ago at Rockview Hotel, and they were telling me about IT skill capacity that some past government did. And I said, you compare Taxi Imo to Uber or Bolt. You're joking. We're talking about skills that can make our youth become export materials, where they can be employed by Amazons, Google, and the rest. And you're telling me about, somebody has done IT basic skills. No, that's not what I'm talking about. So you have to be in that realm of thinking to know this kind of solution you want to give to your people. So as far as it concerns Imo State, my body is wired to solve the problems of this. And when woman leader was talking about the youth should come out, he's saying that they should not be deterred by the fact that their mandate is being, there's an attempt to steal that mandate. And a lot of people are discouraged. Some people even started breaking their PVCs because they felt it doesn't count. Yeah. So she's saying that the youth should keep their PVCs and come out on Saturday, 18 March, and vote massively to prove that their vote counts and prove that Labour Party truly won the state, and even more that we'll see come on Saturday. Despite the challenge going on in the state, especially within Labour Party in Imo State, I urge well-meaning Imolites to come out on Saturday and prove that Labour Party gave out those numbers on that day by voting, character, competence of candidates coming out for House of Assembly. I tell you, Labour Party is producing a different coloration of candidates that will govern the state and Nigeria. And we're seeing it happening.
Ikechu is my name. I'm from Bito. Okay, sir. Profoundly, I can tell you that the job is almost done. And I will say congratulations in advance. Wow. But now, looking at Imo State, professionally, I'm an administrator. I'm also involved in hospitality business. Looking at Imo State, we have a problem. And that's the problem of insecurity. Should you win the governorship seat of Imo State, what will you do differently to address the issue of insecurity in Imo State? Thank you.
When I talk about insecurity, first, I don't move with security because God is security. And if you treat people well, you do your business right, you won't be threatened to need security. We're not saying that states and countries are not challenged by security issues. But that of Imo State is peculiar because it was foisted to ensure that they continue to stay in power. Imo State insecurity issue will be solved in very simple ways. Insecurity is local. We'll get the town union presidents, PGs, the AZs, community leaders involved. There is no crime that wants to happen that is not local. Somebody is going to come out from a particular point, or there must be a mode within the community to give them access to come in. When we get a town hall meeting and invite leaders, and we'll say, man your boots very well, half of it will disappear. The next half is because Imo State has the highest rate of unemployment above the average in Nigeria on record. What it means is that we have so many youths, over 2 million youths, that don't have meaningful source of livelihood, don't have jobs, don't have work. Why? We're not catering the industries, so we have turned and used them as tools to rig elections, make them bullies and thugs, because we don't want to give them a future. We're going to solve that problem. There is nothing that stops Imo State from having its own petroleum refining company. There is nothing that stops Imo State from having its own independent power plants. There is nothing that stops Imo State from having active agro zones, agro-allied factories. There is nothing that stops Imo State with the highest number of skilled people in paint manufacturing, not mass producing and exporting. Not mass producing and exporting our palm oil. Not mass producing and exporting our cassava flakes, our gari, our fufu, and the rest. Not mass producing and exporting our plantain flours, cocoyam. We have all it takes. What we don't have is a leadership to look into these areas and stop bothering about road. Road is important. And if we're talking about road, we are nowhere in terms of road infrastructure. We should even take a model, maybe from Ebonyi State, or go to Abuja and bring Abuja road standard to Imo State. Then we can talk about road. So the moment we create those infrastructures, we give employment, we pay pensions at the right time, we pay gratuities, security will disappear. You understand? And we work with the Nigerian police force and other security agencies to ensure that is a thing of past. There was a time that this state, people would travel from Onitsha, travel from Port Harcourt. By Thursday, you won't find a hotel space, which triggered to a lot of hotel business springing up in various parts of the state. But right now, we have lost that. The state has been raped. Now, when you rape a woman, you take away her dignity. Imo State has been raped. And what I want to give back to Imo State is the dignity of Imo State.
We don't want a lion again in Imo State government house.
Not at all.
We don't want a lion again. We don't want a tiger. We don't want a hyena in Imo State government house. We want someone who is very modest, someone who is accessible, someone who is resourceful, someone who is an entrepreneur, somebody that can say, this is what my people want. Somebody who will say, these are the people that work, these people deserve this, and workers deserve their wages. Governor Owan is the person that will come out and say, pensioners have suffered a lot. For somebody to devote his time, his youth, throughout and serve his society, and at the end of the day that he deserves something. This is the kind of person we want as the governor of Imo State. On behalf of myself, the entire oil producing communities of Imo State and Oluzo, both in diaspora, I move a motion that all of us in Imo State back an Owerri man in the person of Mr. Chinedu.
good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly